The state's latest election results show President-elect Joe Biden with a slight lead. But what was the key to Biden's historic victory in Georgia? Grady Newsource reporter Alex Merritt gives us the answer.
Haley Sizemore is a student at Kennesaw State University who says she voted for Joe Biden because of the Democratic Party's stance on education.
For me, I vote Democratic because as a future educator, I want to be able to give these kids the future that they deserve and that everybody deserves.
Meanwhile, on the other side, Hannah Arnold is a senior student at the University of Georgia who voted for President Trump in the last two presidential elections.
I'm not like a single party, single issue voter. I just think that he meets the needs I have in my head.
As a senior about to enter the job market, Arnold believes Donald Trump's economy is one that she can get a secure job in. Both Haley and Hannah are both young voters that are just part of a growing number of young voters in Georgia. The Pew Research Center is a nonpartisan fact tank that interviewed a combined 14,410 voters in 2016 and 2018. Research shows young voters make up a large portion of the electorate that didn't vote in those years. Young voters make up 1/3 of the electorate who didn't vote in 2016 or 2018. University of Georgia political science professor Trey Hood says there are multiple reasons why young voter turnout is normally low.
A lot of young voters are unsettled, in terms of mobility. They're not permanently located, they're moving around. Those kind of people are also less likely to vote because they don't feel like they have any roots in the community.
But why is this so important? Because voters who did vote in those elections voted primarily Democratic. In the 2016 general election, 58% of young voters voted for Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton, while just 28% voted for President Trump. During the 2018 midterm elections, 72% of young voters voted for Democratic candidates, while just 23% voted for Republicans. Hood agrees that young voters in recent history have voted towards the Democratic Party.
Over the last decade or so, when they do turn out, younger voters have tended to favor the Democratic Party over the Republican Party.
Despite low turnout from young voters in past elections, Haley and Hannah are part of an growing age group that could see increased turnout in 2020, a year that has been filled with unprecedented events. You can learn more about these recent trends and patterns by checking out this story on our website, GradyNewsource.com. Alex Merritt, Grady Newsource.